What is up guys, JayFerGaming here and welcome back to my F1 2014 career mode. First of all, I'd like to announce that I do have a new microphone, so hopefully this is coming at you a lot more clearer than it had been before. And yeah, we're in Q3 for the Italian Grand Prix, and the steering for me has been a bit off because I have been playing Project Cars on my new wheel on the Xbox One. So it's just getting used to it all again. I struggled in Q1. I got through, I was 16th out of the full 22 and only just got through by a couple of tenths, but it looks like in Q3 here we won't be fighting for pole position with this lap. We are 6 tenths off Hamilton, who's currently on pole, but we do have enough time for another lap, which I think is definitely needed because it looks like we won't even get on the first couple of rows. Struggling with Parabolica, it's a really tricky corner, must admit that. So here we go, coming to the start finish line. We have done a 26-1 and that's only put us in 6th place, so I did go for another lap and it was so much better. I went purple in the first 2 sectors, but in Ascari there you can see the car just sliding around all over the place, but we are still up on our best lap. We're up on Hamilton, so this could be very close and hopefully for pole position as well. This is a strong track for us, and after the win in Spa, confidence is really high. Well, I recommend you check out that video. That was a fantastic race with the Mercedes. Coming to the line, can't we get pole position? We can't. We can't. We must have lost about half a second in the final sector. That's Parabolica for you. It's such a struggle for me. And I've qualified in 4th. It's not the worst position in the world, but behind my rivals, the 2 Mercedes and my teammate Ricardo. Just something to point out, I have picked Hamilton as my rival, but it doesn't really affect things. I've just picked him so I can see him on the leaderboards easier. But here we go. The Tifosi will be going crazy for the Ferraris. And lights out and away we go. We've got an average start really. The car's ahead, pulling away a little bit, but look at Alonso on the left. Getting another fantastic start like he always does, into 4th place. There's not much space around, so it looks like we're going for a dive up the inside into the chicane. No contact so far, but we're looking good. Ahead of Rosberg, side by side with Hamilton. Can we get ourselves into the lead? Not sure why I've gone down to the standard mix, but we're in the slipstream here. This could be a fantastic opportunity to take the lead from Hamilton. He is leading the championship at the moment, so it'll be so important to get ahead. Side by side, wheel to wheel, he brakes early, and we take the lead round the outside into the 2nd chicane. And yeah, that's been a fantastic start from 4th on the grid. It looks like we've got a bit of a lead based on the minimap. We'll have a quick look behind after this corner. And yeah, we didn't really see there, but the lead is there. Hamilton has set the fastest lap of the race. I don't get my usual fastest lap after the 2nd lap, and he is really putting the pressure on. As you can see here, I do dip a tyre into the gravel, which gives him the momentum, DRS as well, and it is an easy overtake for him. But it looks like I've got decent pace. I mean, Rosberg behind's a couple of seconds. There's quite a gap to the cars behind as well. I mean, the top 10 is so... The gap between the top 10 is just so big at the moment. With DRS, we're coming back on the start-finish straight. Easy move up the inside. No, he's broken later. We're going to hang around the outside. The inside, then the outside. And yes, there we go. Taking back the lead from Hamilton. But he does close in once again after the 2nd DRS zone. And considering DRS is coming up once again, I don't really fight that. Let him go ahead. But I will have DRS onto the start-finish straight. It's all tactical around Monza with all these straights and DRS. But you can see how much grip he has got in Parabolica compared to me. He just seems storm away. I am further back this time. We lost about 6 tenths in that final corner, but DRS. We're closing in, closing in. We're going to have to go for a bit of a lunge. Side by side, he's still there. He's maintained the lead. We're going to have to go for another move into this 2nd chicane, just like we did onto the 1st lap. Alonso has set the fastest lap of the race. I think he's in 4th position. Using the slipstream once again, trying to go around the outside. I think we know the AI are going to brake early here. Yes, and it's an easy overtake. Caused a collision? Where's that come from? But Hamilton has Rosberg all over him now. Them two will hopefully start fighting as I go for my first pit stop. But I do make a mistake into Ascari. Going a little bit too deep. The tyres are starting to go off as well. And Hamilton is all over me. Looks like he should have the power advantage going down into Parabolica. I'm not going to brake early here. Not at all. Not making sure I get DRS. Not at all. But yeah, I did brake early there, which means I will get DRS, and it looks like Rosberg's on my tail as well. Yes, there he is, trying to pounce. So me and him both have DRS, Hamilton doesn't, and there we go, taking the lead. Looks like Rosberg's going to take second as well. And yes, he does. So that's key for this race. We've got an epic 3-car battle for the lead. I think that's Massa in 4th as well, so he's having a fantastic race. As Alonso sets another fastest lap. But on lap 7 here, it's Hamilton in 2nd. I honestly don't have a clue where Rosberg's gone. I know the two Mercedes were battling side by side. That's a horrendous corner cut. I apologise for that. But yeah, I don't know if the two Mercedes made contact or something. But there we go, Hamilton is ahead of me, and he has built up a little bit of a gap. It's lap 8 here, so I'm coming in for my first pit stop. Looks like Hamilton's already in there. The default strategy for this was option prime prime, but I know from online that options do last quite a bit here, so I thought option, and then prime. Make the most of the faster tyres. I think that's Alonso pitting there as well. And what is this? I got confused because I was looking at my phone while I was in the pits. Look at that! We are ahead of Hamilton. I don't know why, I don't know how, but we have taken the effective lead once again. I'm going to presume that the Ferrari held him up in the pits. That's all I can think of. Unless he had a damaged front wing, but I don't think he did. So on lap 10 here, just looking at the field, and oh my god, I'm the only one on options. So it looks like every other car is going for the standard option prime strategy. Obviously, apart from the ones that haven't pitted or started on the prime. So at this point, I had a 5-second lead over Hamilton. And Hamilton just had no pace. He's just got overtaken by Massa, who's having a stormer of a race. This could be his first podium of the season. But the Mercedes had no pace in this middle stint. Just looking at the gaps now, lap 16. We've done 8 laps on these tyres, but they're feeling quite good. Tyre wear's not so bad at this point of the race. See, we've got 5.5 second lead over Massa. Rosberg's in 4th and Hamilton's dropped to 6th. I do not have a clue what's going on. I'm not going to complain because this could be fantastic for the drivers' standings for us. If we get the win here and the Mercedes struggle to finish in the high points positions, but 9 laps on them options, a great stint there. We built up a decent lead over Felipe. Going on to the primes now. I think some of the cars are coming into the pits now. Looks like they are, yes. There's Massa behind. And we come out in 5th place just behind Massa's teammate Bottas. But at this point I was feeling so confident. The win is definitely there to be taken. If we can just keep it clean in this final stint, we will be taking our 2nd victory in 2 races. So on the next lap, as the other cars are getting their final set of tyres on, we are taking the lead. And we are taking it from Massa, who retains 2nd place. He's having a great race. My former teammate from last season, who's had a couple of shocking seasons to be fair, is on course for a podium. Alonso maintained 3rd and Ricciardo in 4th, but Rosberg had some great pace in the final stint. I think Hamilton started fighting his way through the field as well. As you can see, Hamilton is 5th, and I have a 3.5 second lead over Rosberg with 2 laps to go, so the victory seems to be in our hands. Until this, I did a Rosberg and I thought, no, I'm not going to do what he did, weaving through the barriers, and a corner cut, yes, but I wasn't going to make the corner. I broke far too late. I did lose a couple of tenths there, but now on to the final lap. We are surely going to take a victory here, but for some reason, the steering just went light, and I didn't know if I was having a wheel failure or something. So I don't know what happened there, but I did have a 2.7 lead over Rosberg. But I looked behind and he's right there. Definitely closing in on me. So the pressure is on a little bit. Let's see what kind of exit we get in Parabolica. Doesn't seem too bad, but we've maintained the lead. We're coming home. Oh, this is such a great feeling. It's going to be 2 wins in 2 races. 50 points. Two in a row. What a fantastic victory that was. And we are making huge strides into Rosberg and Hamilton's leads in the drivers' standings. Rosberg came 2nd, less than a second behind, but we had it all under control. Massa got his first podium of the season. Great performance from him. And look at that. Hamilton down in 5th. That's exactly what we want to see. And look at that. 10th place. There's a Lotus getting points for the first time in this career mode. How many races is it into? It must be 32 races into this career. and Grosjean gets his first point. So well done to him and Lotus. Moving over to the drivers. Actually, Alonso didn't finish. That makes sense why Hamilton gained the position. Rosberg has got a 1-point lead over Hamilton. What a battle this is going to be. I'm 34 points behind, but I've brought myself back into the equation with 2 wins in a row. Singapore is next up, so that should be very interesting to see what happens there. Ricciardo has dropped off so much from me. He's 54 points behind, and here is confirmation. There is Romain Grosjean's first point of the season, so well done to him. Going into the constructor standings, pretty line of stern really. I don't think there's going to be any major battles there, so that's not the most exciting of standings, but the drivers really is at the moment. It's going to be a fantastic battle to the end of the season. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see the other races in the rest of the season. Next race will be out in about 3 days, I reckon. It's going to be the Singapore Grand Prix, so that should be very exciting. So I'll hopefully see you back for the next video. See you then. Goodbye.